Hey everyone, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to share, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Okay? Share, share, share. Please and thank you. Share. So it is the first day of Black History Month, and I do believe that we should have Black History Month, even though it is something that we should study on a regular basis and talk about on a regular basis, because our history is a part of every history that it is imaginable, from American history to European history, from religion to culture, music, clothing, style. Like, we have been very productive members of society, whether people want to acknowledge it or not. And so I think it is definitely something we should talk about on a regular basis, but I think it's something that we should focus on, because unfortunately, if we don't focus on it in February, some people will never hear about it at all. So I definitely support the idea of Black History Month, as well as Black History Year, as well as Black History Life. And so on my vlogs, I'm just going to share with you some things that I feel, some personal experiences that I've had as regards to being a Black woman, a Black child, a Black daughter, but also, things that affect society in a larger way. So today in particular, I wanted to share with you about an experience that I had a year or so ago, where I went to a small local Black History museum, and it was a museum that's geared towards the Black history of this small community. And it was a really awesome experience. I learned a lot. I saw a lot. I was inspired a lot. And it really made me think a whole lot about who we are as a people and who I am as a person. So the major experience that I had that day that I will never forget is trying on hand shackles that the slaves would have worn, particularly, on the transatlantic slave route, being on the boat. Now, I don't know the technical term for these things that I had on, but I call them hand shackles because it was much more than a handcuff. It was an iron bar, and then there was another iron bar. Like, your hands were between two iron bars, one of which was curved so that your hands could, fit in. But then they were screwed together with like a big bolt, and it would have been screwed into the actual like side or bottom of the slave ship, to where you really could not move. You were like bolted in, and y'all know how they used to build things back in the day. Like, if you were bolted in, you were bolted in. It was like a serious thing. So anyway, I remember, just being drawn to these things, and I kept looking like, I want to try them on, but I don't know if that's weird, and I just didn't know, but I was just drawn to it. So when I asked the man that was in charge, he allowed me to try them on, and it was such a powerful experience, because for a moment I felt connected to my ancestors. For a moment I felt just a minuscule little bit of what they might have felt from being, it was the first time that I really had a personal experience and understanding of what it would be like to go from being a free person to being completely incapacitated, and you can't defend yourself and you can't protect your family. You're just in this bondage, and everything about you is being wiped away and reprogrammed, from your name, your hair, the way that you wear your hair, your clothes, your identity, period, is completely robbed of you, or at least they try to rob you of as much of it as possible. And you could have been an elder, you could have been a chief, you could have been a jelly in your community, you could have been a mother, a father, a daughter, a brother, a sister, a son, and all of a sudden that's not what you are anymore. You're cargo, and you're a slave, and you're completely powerless, and you don't know where you're going, and you lose all say so over your own personal life, and I broke down. I could not. I just began to cry because I couldn't imagine how terrible it could have been to experience that. And I had to take them off, and I went home and I thought about it, and I wrote a poem just in gratitude of my ancestors bearing what they did and becoming a part of a larger story that they didn't even know what they were giving their lives for. And I thought about how wonderful it is to have been blessed with such strong ancestry, you know. And so I just wrote a poem about the connection between what they went through and who I am and the potential that I have to become. So I hope you enjoy the poem. Thank you so much for listening, watching. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, comment, and share. Happy Black History Month, you guys. Love. Legacy. Rich and strong are the mottos of the blood that blooms and fades in our veins. A moment or two of tears, the trade for a lifetime of pain. Heavy iron shackles against sun-bronzed skin become cold and gold as time fades them, changing them from burdens to trophies of endurance and songs of overcoming. Strong and useless royal hands subjected to helplessness while they founded and framed a nation.